Hello, Koopos! How are you all doing? Oh my gosh, you know, every time I get back on and I do a stream, it feels like forever since I've chatted with you all. How are you all doing? I hope you are doing well. I hope you are getting ready for our nice weekend. I know it's a little hot, you know, but be safe. Wear sunscreen, right? Make sure you're social distancing. Still wearing a mask no matter what, but get vaccinated. Please do it. It's responsible. It's a loving thing for yourself and for others. Yeah, before we jump in, gotta mention, of course, betterhelp.com. Links to that down in the video link description. Please take care of yourself. Mental health is still super important. You know how I feel about it. Take care of yourself. Next, what are we doing today? So today I'm going to be talking about my top 10 picks for Opus 14 based on very little experience with even playing it. These are just my picks. Cards I like, cards I see a lot of potential with, cards I hope that become super successful. Some pretty obvious, you know. Maybe I picked one or two that aren't so obvious. I don't know. I don't know. These are the cards I like, so I hope you like them too. Use them at your own risk and or peril. Take my advice at your own risk and or peril. But before we do that, I gotta give a shout out to a few folks. First off, I want to give a quick shout out to the Light Games. I know I don't have their logo up right now, but I literally today just got a pack in the mail from them. It was super kind. Gregory, I love you, man. I will be giving away that pack to one of the winners for on Monday when we do our Opus 14 box opening. So that'll be cool. So stay tuned to that. Make sure you make your guesses on our Discord channel in terms of what full arts you think we'll pull out of our Opus 14 box. Secondly, I'm sure you see the logos here. Oops, wait, here, yeah, there we go. There are the logos. Of course, we have TCG Player, of course. My affiliate link down is in the video link description. I sure hope it's there. It better be there. It should be there. If not, I'm going to put it there. Please use it if you're going to shop at tcgplayer.com. Secondly, what is it? Oh, Shop Combo. Hello, Shop Combo up here too. So, Shop Combo, I gotta mention them on something. They were super duper awesome. First off, they're based out of Thailand. I highly recommend you go to their site. It's just shopcombo.net. Go check out what they sell. Here's the thing. They hooked me up. They hooked all of us up, honestly, in a way, right? Because it helped the channel, and then we're going to do stuff on the channel. So I was able to get a case that got canceled, unfortunately, due to the cutoff distribution, especially here in the United States. I was able to basically deal with them and get a master case at a decent price. So I, you know, just truly from the bottom of my heart, Shop Combo, thank you so much. Go check out their site because their stuff is typically usually pretty cheap. So I will say this though, their shipping and handling when you buy boxes and stuff can be a little high, but don't be afraid to contact them and see maybe they can work something out with you. But I do want to say this, they sell other things too, such as like older playmats and also singles. And those are always cheaper than anywhere else, and the shipping and handling for that isn't near as much. So it kind of works itself out. Go check them out though. I've shopped with them actually quite a few times. I like them a lot. The individuals I worked with over there, the team, they're just super awesome. So we're going to be seeing their logo here for a while because I just really am truly grateful for them. So their shop link is in the video link description, of course, as well as my TCG Player link affiliation. I have a feeling right now as I'm telling you this, I feel like it's not there. I'll add it right after this stream, of course. Also, there's links to the Light Games and of course Zulus, my locals. I love Zulus. I hope you do get an opportunity to come out and visit one day and say hello. I think that's all. I could have sworn I wanted to say something else. Oh yes, my audio. How's my audio sounding? I tinkered with my audio. I was noticing something the last few streams that whenever I watched YouTube, like other stuff, the volume was great. But for my videos, my volume was like super low. And I'm like, what is happening? I have everything blasted here. Why can't I hear anything? Oh, come on, Armastus. It's the gains. The gains on my mic for some reason either got reset or something. I finally fixed it. Let me know. I'd love to know your feedback to let me know if audio sounds a lot better this time so you don't have to crank up the volume just to hear me speak. I think I fixed it. I also think I fixed the distortion area, the distortion sounds and all of that other stuff. So I tested it quite a bit today. It should sound good. But let me know, of course. I always read your comments. I love you all. Please remember to like, subscribe, to follow. And I think that's it. I'm done. Let's get into this. Okay, my Kupo. So let me go ahead and queue up here my animations. Here we go. So these, of course, are my top 10. Basically, my opinion of what I think will be the top 10 out of Opus 14. Oh, will I get it right? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But these are cards that at least I like and I really want to play and I think are super, super duper great. The list was super hard to come to like dwindle down to 10. Like, I feel like I could have easily like swapped out some of these top 10. It was so difficult. It was like, I think I had it like to like 26 cards that I thought were just amazing. So getting down to 10 was really difficult. I just like, yeah. Anyway, let me know what you all think. In fact, I want to know what you think either in my Discord here in the video comments. Let me know what your top 10 are out of the set. I'm super curious, or at least like your top 3. That would be really cool. Okay, anyway, I'm done babbling. So this is my list. Let's start off with Garland, with the amazing Garland. What does Garland do? Garland is so freaking good. And right now, the prices on Garland are sitting around $50-ish. I think this card, as the meta pans out, is going to go higher in value. Again, don't take my word as like, you know, as like any kind of like superior, knowledgeable kind of guide. This is just my personal opinion. I think the price will go up. Anyway, so Garland here, it is, if Garland is dealt damage by a summon or an ability, the damage becomes 0 instead. So there's that Minwu ability, which we all know it's super amazing. It's super fantastic. I'm just so looking forward to just using it just because of that. It's only costs for 8K. That's really good. It's really well-rounded. It's fire, so no mixed element, just fire. Super easy. When a backup is put from the field into the break zone, draw 1 card. Cool. Okay. Here is what I thought immediately off of this. So, of course, we have the special, right? We'll get to that in a second. But there's a few combos I thought about with this card. Of course, we have up here. First, actually, let's back up a little bit. Let's start with Beatrix there, okay? So, Beatrix, a knight, because this is also a knight, and it's searchable, mind you, because it is a knight. There's backups that does let you search for this, but Beatrix here adds a discount, making it -2, which is super duper awesome. So really you can only pay, so really you just pay 2 for this card, which is amazing. But that second effect here, it's called Flare, right? Where you can discard a Garland, dull Garland, and you choose 1 forward, break it, then your opponent selects 1 backup they control and put it in the break zone. And of course, then that lets you draw a card. But here is something cool because I love monks. I know some of you don't, but I do, and I love Sophie, and I think it's so good. I don't care if it's broken or unfair. I'm sorry, I like it. The thing is, though, with Ursula and with the monks chunky, like she's able to throw monks at your opponent. Also, monks being able to like discard them or like destroy themselves or whatever it may be. Like, it's just gonna be such amazing synergy with Garland. Imagine this. Imagine you have Ursula and you have like 3 monks back there, and you want to like chuck, you know, damage toward an opponent's forward, and you want to chuck those 3 monks. Let's just draw 1 card each. You lose no advantage. It's so freaking amazing. So I'm excited about Garland. I think this card is going to just see some insane play as the meta just comes to fruition with Opus 14 stuff. It's going to be amazing. Oh, and by the way, these are in no particular order. I just, you know, these are, yeah, just whatever. Next up is Gusco. So Gusco is just this amazing all-around card. This is a card that if I'm running fire, I'm probably always going to use a Gusco card. Either at 1 or most likely, I mean, it's either going to be 1 or 3. Maybe 2, I don't know, I guess it depends. But the thing about this card is there's no, again, it's one of those, there's no disadvantage. There's no extra cost to this card. Whatever you pay for it, you're just going to get back eventually, right? It's just amazing. So even if you chuck 1 card and dull 1 to pay 3, immediately right off the bat, you're going to get that back because of its ability. When Gusco enters the field or attacks, you remove the top card of your deck from the game. And when Gusco leaves the field, all the cards removed by Gusco's ability, you put all those cards removed by the Gusco's ability back into your hand. So It doesn't matter. So here's the thing, though, is your opponent can't see those cards, but it doesn't really matter. That's the crazy thing. And the cool thing about Gusco is because you do want it eventually to leave the field, it can just be the blocker. It can be your sacrifice. It's amazing. This card is fantastic. I'm a little boggled that it's a hero. It should be a legend. So yeah, that's my other card. So there's number 9. Here we go for number 8 here. Again, these are in no particular order. I just went I went through like the Square Enix site and I just went in alphabetical pretty much and just picked cards. Okay, so here we go. So we got Susano, Lord of the Revel. What does it do? It has Ace. It's 8K. It costs 6. Oh my gosh, it seems high. I know, but it's a primal card. It works really good. Synergy with the primal backup stuff, of course. I think every primal card has a relevant backup to its elements. I believe so, yes. So you can use the fire primal backup, right? I think that's the card. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, so it's a primal card, 14. If a forward damage by Susano, Lord of the Revel is put from the field into the break zone on the same turn, you remove it from the game instead. It just has to be damaged. Keep that in mind, people, okay? When Susano, Lord of the Revel enters the field, you select one backup you control. You may put it into the break zone. Oh my gosh, imagine this synergy, right, with Garland. So you can just draw one card off of that. And then when you do so, you deal 9k damage to all the forwards, Susano, Lord of the Revel. And of course, because it's doing damage to everything, it's all going to get removed from game. It's a board clear. I like this card. It's better, in my opinion, than Philia. Philia's still good, and I think like for mono fire kind of builds or anything that's doing super heavy, like these like really hardcore kind of fire builds, I would run Susano and Philia together. So, but Susano, I think, is just definitely my top choice. As far as, you know, between Philia and Susano. So yeah, anyway, moving on. So next we got Bismarck, Lord of the Mists. So Bismarck here, it's 5k. I mean, it costs 9k. There we go. Yeah, another primal again. The primal cards are just so good out of this set. I really wasn't expecting it. I wasn't paying too much attention to the cards. I don't know. The art on the cards, I think it's because it was the art. And the more I look at the cards, actually, I do like the way they look. When you look at one of these cards also, like in foil form, it's actually really nice. So anyway, what does the card do? When a character is returned from the field to its owner's hand, you draw one card. This effect will trigger only once per turn. At the end of each of your turns, choose up to one win character you control, return it to its owner's hand. Cool. Duel one active forward, choose one forward, deal it 2k damage. This card immediately I thought is just going to go really well with cards like Oshu, Asura, which of course we know plays really well into the lock, Buralai, I forgot what the name of the freeze, lock, freeze builds. I forgot what they're called. I totally forgot what they're called. Anyway, you all know the decks, right? So this card is going to go right in there. I've already seen on FF decks some people in tournaments putting it in their builds. It's going to play really well. I love the bouncing ability. You can be able to use cards again. It's just all around really good, of course. Oh, and really quick note here. When you play against this kind of build with the lock Buralai stuff, just a quick tip here. And this one I think is more of an expert opinion too. I've heard from others as well, and things I just kind of figure out my own. If you're looking down at a Buralai and a lock on the field, kill Buralai. Buralai is much more threatening than lock. Lock is a pain, but of course Buralai, if you're facing it down on your opponent, get rid of Buralai first. Anyway, so yeah, so Bismarck I think is a fantastic card. I can't wait to see how it like pans out. I think in other decks it'll work as well, especially like mono win kind of stuff. So yeah, Bismarck, another primal, is freaking fantastic. Next up, Cloud. So away from the primals here. Okay, this Cloud is ridiculously great. Okay. I know Square Enix likes to give a lot of attention to, you know, Final Fantasy VII stuff. Okay, I get it. The full art, of course, we all know the full art is super duper expensive right now for this card. Even the non-full art cards are pretty pricey right now. But this card in general is fantastic. I want to play this card if I'm playing Earth, anytime I'm playing Earth, because of its ability to destroy. It's fantastic. On top of that, it has such great synergy with Tifa cards, with all these Tifa cards, even the new one. And it synergizes as well with other Clouds and Barrett. Well, what do I mean with the other Clouds? What I mean is that the fact, if you look at Cloud's effect with discarding a category 7, you can run multiple Clouds and just discard them. I love the idea of this. Is it maybe the most consistent, best way to go about this? Maybe not. but I still like it. I would probably at least, at the very, very least, run 3 of the Opus 14 clouds in my build if I'm going to be running it at all. Maybe I don't want to run some of the other stuff, though I may want to. I like this cloud. I definitely, I think, would have run it at 3 in whatever deck I was using at Use Earths. Next up, another primal here, of course, is our Titan Lord of Crags. And yes, this card is sick. I want to run this card also with any Earth builds, and I want to run it in my Monk build, and I want to run it with my Shantoto, because it's also like a Shantoto as well. It costs 7 as well. But when Titan Lord of Crags enters the field, it breaks all the forwards of power less than the Titan Lord of Crags. So everything that's less than 9k. Remember, it has to be less than 9k, but you can buff it. It's pretty easy to buff with other stuff, right? When 5 or more forwards are put from the field in the break zone by this effect, the Titan deals your opponent 1 point of damage. It's so good. I love this board clearing of capabilities of Earth. I feel like there perhaps hasn't been a lot. I mean, I know there's like Ursula that can do some clearing, but you have to get rid of so much. Just to have like just major like clear the field kind of stuff out of 1 card is just amazing. I love it. So imagine running Titan and Shantoto. It's just going to be so good. Now, if you're looking down it, right, if you see your opponent running Sophie kind of build, just be ready, because they might not only be using Shantoto, they may also be using Titan. So get those Amaterasu's ready. I almost said Armastus ready. Get the Amaterasu's ready. I have called that card to a friend of mine. I have referred to it as Armastus before. I don't mean to. It's so close. The spelling's so close. Okay, next up is Ravana, Savior of the Nath. I love this card. If I'm going to be running Lightning, I gotta run this card too. It's a primal, just like, yeah, all the other amazing cards. The great thing about this, it's cost 6, 9k. It's not too bad, but it can attack 4 times. It, however, cannot gain Brave. Okay, that makes sense. That's fair. That's fair. And when Nath is dealt damage, it's reduced by 5k. And when a character is put from the field into the break zone, you activate Ravana, Savior of the Nath, which is also amazing, because that just means whenever something gets destroyed, it's just going to activate again, which is really, really amazing. And as long as it goes to break zone, if it's removed from play, it's a whole different story. But this card, in my opinion, is going to probably win you the game, honestly. By the time you get to a point where you're able to play that, like put this out on the field, if your opponent's not ready for it, you're just going to win. It's just, yeah, if they're not ready for it, that next turn, obviously, or if you slap haste on it, just being able to attack 4 times is just fantastic. And it's going to force your opponent to block, if anything, which is super great. I like cards like this. I do. Okay, next up, Shinryu. Oh my gosh, this card is so amazing. I want to run this card in every build. I just do. Though it's difficult because it's light, and then there's a dark card that I want to run in every build as well. But yeah, so what is Shinryu? We've looked at this card before. First off, when Shinryu enters the field, it deals 10k damage to all forwards of cost 3, 6, and 9 your opponent controls. Okay, so you know the 1s, the 2s, the 4s, the 5s will dodge it, etc. At the beginning of the main phase 1, though, during each of your turns, you reveal the top card of your opponent's deck, so you get a peek at it, which is super awesome. If it's a forward, all the forwards opponent controls lose 7k, which is freaking amazing. But if it's not a forward, you get to draw 2 cards. This card is so good. I know it's cost 5, but I mean, you're gonna get that advantage back. Yes, I know it can lock your hand if you got no way to pay for it. I'm trying to figure out like the best ways to be able to like get cards out there to like being able like how to like trying to get cards that let me discard light and dark to pay for it. I know there's a Tilica 4 that lets you discard light and dark. I don't know if there's anything better though, so you're not locked. Also, really quickly too, on a side note here, while we're looking through cards, if any of you also noticing, I'm also messing with the bitrate on my streams. If it's seeming wonky as well, please let me know, okay? I really do appreciate that. So anyway, so Shinryu though, a super great card. The full art looks freaking fantastic. Yeah, love this card. Next up on this list, this card I'm also really excited about. So here's that dark card I was talking about that I want to run in every build. It is the Stern Leonis. Why? Because it reduces your forwards by 1. If it just had that, and it was like, well, I don't know, if it just had that, even at 9k, I think I would probably just still want to run this card. But the fact that it has this other ability, so like early game, it's advantage, and then late game, it's advantage. because you can remove 4 forwards from your from the game, and you choose basically one of the 3 following actions, which is you choose 1 forward, deal it 7k damage, which is amazing. You choose 1 monster, you break it. Until the end of the turn, all the forwards your opponent that you control gain 4k power and brave. This card is just freaking fantastic. I love it. I'm super excited about it. Yeah, again, so this card, I'm trying to figure out how to like run it in every build. I know there are ways to cheat it out, of course, with Spiritus here. And also, one quick note, in case you haven't noticed here, it's a prince, and so it's searchable. You can search it with Sarah. Also, I'm like considering running like a deck with more FFBE cards, and I'm noticing here like L maybe might be a great way to play this, because if it gets stuck in your hand and if you run Sarah and you're gonna be running water anyway, and maybe you just want to draw 2 and then you can discard those 2, and if it's a stern you get to draw a card. Like, yeah, I know it's a little combo-y there, but I don't know. I'm trying to figure out like ways how to deal with dark and like light cards not just sitting in your hand. But other than that, I like this card. I'm definitely going to try and tinker with it and trying to get it fit in every single build. Next up is this card. This card is disgusting. It is so good. It is so good. So any of you that know me, that have played me at a tournament, I love playing that snow backup. You know, the one when you forward attacks your opponent, or you duel one of your opponent's forwards. I love that card. That card's like a winning game card. This card is freaking amazing because it's leaving your opponent with just no blockers. It's so good. So Zeramus is also a card name, Zemus in all situations. When Zeramus enters the field or attacks, you choose 1 character and freeze it. Okay, that's cool. At the end of each of your opponent's turns, you duel all the forwards opponent controls, which is freaking amazing. At damage 3, Zeramus also gains haste. This card is so sick. It's so good. It's so good. You pair it up with cards like the Zalera cards here, because your opponent's going to be forced to dull stuff. You're just going to be clearing fields as well. You know, not only dulling, freezing, but also clearing stuff. It's just a fan-freaking-tastic card. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so that's it. That's my top 10. What are your top 10? I'm really curious. Like, seriously, let me know. What are your top 10 or top 3 at least? I really want to know. I'm super excited about all these. I want all of those cards, of course. Of course, you know, as a collector too, I also want the cloud and, you know, blah, 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 the full art stuff. But all these cards are freaking amazing. Looking forward to opening them. Also, keep in mind, on Monday, if you haven't joined the Discord, you probably don't know this, but go to our Discord, make sure you join, make your guesses for which full arts we're going to be pulling out of our Opus 14 booster box that we will be opening on Monday at, I think I've set it for 10 p.m. It should be 10 p.m. and not 9 p.m. anymore. 10 p.m. just so, I know it's a little late, but it also gives our Kupos over there in the UK and in Europe and in other parts of the world a chance to kind of participate, because it's like it is early for them. So yeah, anyway, I hope you join us. Thank you for watching. Thank you again for all your love and support. Again, a great big thank you to all those that have supported this channel, not just you Kupos, but of course Zulus, Shop Combo, go check them out, of course, TCG Player, and all the people that have helped contribute to this channel. I'm super grateful to you. Remember, you're all wonderful, you're all beautiful, you're all loved. Until next time, bye-bye.